When Drew Brees and Sean Payton teamed up in New Orleans, they instantly turned them into a perennial Super Bowl contender and created one of the scariest offenses in NFL history, breaking numerous records over their time there and capturing the franchise's first Super Bowl victory. Now I'm going to be recreating this offense in Madden 24, and it is a pass-heavy scheme where we'll be throwing it all over the yard. It is incredibly creative with our use of formations and motions to constantly keep defenses on their toes, and we'll also be bringing a powerful run game to the table to ensure we have a balanced attack. In this video, we're going to be breaking down the key principles that makes this offense so tough to stop. We're going to be going over the key formations the Saints used, and we're going to break down why we are going to use them in Madden. And then I'm going to be breaking down some actual game film from a New Orleans game from 2015, and we'll be looking at the TV copy, the all 22, and then I will be giving you guys 8 play breakdowns showing how we can recreate this incredible Saints offense in Madden. And this is all going to be run out of these 4 formations in the LA Chargers playbook. Then this is actually all part of a bigger scheme I am creating where I break down 4 schemes, and all the offenses we are looking at were led by star QBs that were dominating from the mid 2000s to the mid 2010s, and I'm calling it my Mount Rushmore offense. Then each 4 of them will be run out of the Chargers playbook so they can all be combined and used together as one giant scheme, and the playlist for this whole offense will be down in the description below. Now here we're going to be looking at 3 of the main principles of this Saints offense. And first up is they had a high octane passing attack. Drew Brees' proficiency in the pass game was a cornerstone of the Saints scheme. The offense was built around his precision, quick decision making, and ability to spread the ball to a multitude of receivers. The Saints offense employed a quick passing game that neutralized pass rushers and capitalized on Brees' quick release and accuracy, short to intermediate routes, and combined with deep shots once the defense was overplaying to stop the underneath pass game. And we are going to design our passing attack around these same principles. Next up, we have strategic use of pre-snap motion. Pre-snap was a significant part of the Saints playbook. By moving players around before the snap, it was able to gather valuable information about the defensive coverage and create favorable matchups. Brees would use this information to make last-minute adjustments and exploit weaknesses in the defense. This strategic use of motion added a layer of complexity to an already sophisticated offense, and we're going to be implementing motion on a majority of our plays in this scheme. Then we got the balanced run game. While the Saints were undoubtedly a pass-first team, their running game was still a major component of their attack. The versatility of their running backs were not only skilled rushers, but also proficient pass catchers added another dimension to their offense. The run game was used effectively to balance their attack, keeping defenses honest and giving them some easy yards when teams overplayed to stop the pass. And then this all set up the play action pass game off of it, an area where Brees excelled, and this is going to be a big part of our scheme. Sean Payton's offensive playbook for New Orleans was a testament to innovation and versatility with an extensive array of formations and personnel groupings, and these are the main ones we are going to focus on today. First up, we have shotgun 2x2 sets. These were a huge component of the Saints passing game, bringing their receivers in tight, allowing them a great distribution of their routes and easy releases off the line. These formations enhance Brees' vision and decision making, offering a structured yet flexible framework for exploiting defensive gaps, particularly in the short and intermediate passing game. And these are some of the best formations in Madden to create explosives in the pass game. Next up, we have bunch sets, and these were a staple for causing disarray in defensive coverage. The closely grouped receivers could execute intricate route combinations, making these sets ideal for the quick rhythm pass game that Brees loved, and the resulting space created after the catch often led to some significant gains. And these are another set that is extremely powerful in Madden to create big gains down the field. Next up, we got empty sets, and these put an onus on the defense by spreading them out and creating simplified reads for the QB. These formations maximize the passing options for Brees, challenging the defense to cover more ground and defend against multiple routes, attacking all levels of the field, thereby exploiting coverage mismatches. And last up, we got under center sets with fullbacks and tight ends on the field. This underscored the Saints' balanced offensive approach. These formations were not only pivotal for a strong run game, but they also set the stage for their effective play action passes. The additional element of physicality and versatility, especially in short yardage and red zone situations, added another layer to the offense's attack. All right, guys, so here we go. This is 2015. This is week 13 14, and it's going to be the Panthers at Saints. Cam Newton, this is like prime Cam Newton against the era of Drew Brees we're really focusing on in this video. Okay, Panthers first possession, they motion Olsen across the field. They kind of have their split back look. Cam tries to go down the field on 3rd and 5, and it is incomplete. Saints are going to get the ball back. Now, we are going to talk about the Panthers a little bit through this video, so you can kind of follow along with the game, but obviously we're going to be breaking down the Saints the most. So here they are, 2nd and 8 at about midfield. They motion out to an empty look here. Drew Brees has a little out route from Marcus Colston here, but it is dropped, and that's going to put them to a big 3rd and 8 with 9:30 left in the first quarter. So we see here, right here, big 3rd and 8. They're coming out in a tight, condensed look with all their receivers really in tight. You're going to see this a ton from the Saints. So here you're going to see Brees drop back. He has nice protection in the pocket. They block their running back, and he's going to have this drag underneath. He fires it into him on 3rd and 8, and he's able to turn it upfield and pick up a good 25-30 yards. Now, doing a deep dive on the all 22 for this play, we're going to see a tight, condensed set like we said. And now post snap, this is kind of the route combo we're going to see. So we're going to see a wheel from the tight end. We're going to see this kind of switch release drag up the field. Then we're going to see a post over the top and a deeper dig down the field. So this is a good kind of zone and man beating play. And here it really looks like Brees wants to work the middle of the field, and he probably has some alerts to the deeper options. You know, against certain coverages, he can throw the wheel or the deeper post route. But here he's really looking at the dig and the drag, and we see the drag is really just going to come open underneath. The dig is going to take the deeper coverage, and now Brees is just able to fire this drag in underneath. And, you know, now the receiver is able to turn up field and go to work. So here's how we can recreate this in Madden. Now on this play, we're going to be in a tight set just like the Saints were, and we're also going to have a deep post, wheel, and crosser. And this post wheel play is excellent versus all types of zone coverage. To set this up, come out with your wheel to the short side of the field and then take your tight end and put him on a streak route, and that is it. Now first, let's examine this play against cover 2. Our go-to route will be the wheel route on the short side of the field. Now if it is cover 2, you'll notice the flat defender on the short side is going to allow this wheel to get outside of him, and as this happens, this safety on this side of the field is going to be held inside by our post route, and once this wheel clears the corner, drop it in over his head for a huge gain against cover 2. Now when we're facing cover 3, it works similarly with the post pulling back the deep blue defender, and then as soon as the wheel gets in behind that flat defender, we want to throw this ball a little bit different. We want to aim for a back shoulder throw to keep it in front of the deep blue defender who will be breaking down in the ball, and this can result in another big pickup. Next, after the snap, if we notice the wheel isn't open, we'll look to the middle of the field and play off the user. We're going to have the dig coming in and a post. If the user runs with the dig, we want to throw the post, which will be right in front of those deep blue defenders down the field who are occupied by our tight end. This can be a really big pickup. However, if post snap, we see both the wheel and post are covered and the user is running with the post further downfield, we'll have this dig coming in underneath. Now we can fire this in for a nice pickup over the middle as our third option. Lastly, at the snap, if we see everyone drops out and covers the wheel, post, and dig, we're going to have our running back in the flat as a check down option. Simply drop it in and let him pick up those easy yards underneath. Okay, now continuing the drive, and it's 1st and 10 here, right in the high red zone. They have this shotgun look here, and they're just going to hand this ball up, a nice straight ahead handoff, get it to Mark Ingram. You're going to see during this time period, even though they had Drew Brees, they did love to throw the ball. Sean Payton really emphasized the run game, and we really want to do the same with our Saints offense. You want to run the ball a good amount and keep your opponent honest. Now here, we're going to see a shotgun bunch look, something obviously we see in Madden all the time, and just wait till you guys see what they run. So here they're going to run a little play action fake. We see vertical routes go up the field, and Brees fires in a dot on 2nd and 6 for the touchdown. Now, if we do a deeper dive on this play with the all 22, we are going to see something very similar, like I said in Madden, with the bunch look to the bottom of your screen here, solo receiver, single running back. Now, the route concepts they are going to be running is basically a verticals concept out of bunch. So it's going to be a wheel from your tight end, a wheel to the outside, like outside release fade wheel, and then the middle receiver, the point man on the bunch, is going to run a crosser. This guy's going to run a vertical, and then they block their running back. So very similar verticals concept to what we see in Madden all the time. So right here, a little play action, but it's going to be outside release up the field here, inside vertical release here, crosser going across the field. And this defender here just really plays this wheel really bad, doesn't actually track it up the field. He's able to get into this seam in behind the defense, and that is a touchdown for the Saints. And now we're going to break down how we can run this in Madden. Now here we're going to be running basically the same concept. We're going to be in a bunch set just like the Saints were, and we're going to have 3 vertical options with 2 wheels and a crosser, and this can be a great option in the red zone just like how the Saints used it. Here we want to have our bunch to the wide side, then take your solo receiver, motion him in and put him on a streak. Then lastly, I like to put my running back on an option route underneath. Now first we want to focus on that wheel route and the flat defender. Now if the flat widens out to the outside wheel route, the tight end will shoot up the shallow seam in behind him. As this is happening, we want to check the middle of the field, and if the user gets pulled to either the crosser or the running back, then we want to fire it into the tight end as he breaks upfield, and we just want to keep it in front of those deep blue defenders for a really big pickup. Then if we look and the user is playing over top of that inside wheel route from our tight end and taking it away, then we want to look inside to our crosser, and now we can throw this over the middle once he clears in front of those hook defenders, and this can be a really nice pickup. Or if at the snap the user takes the wheel but the middle of the field is covered and the crosser isn't open, we can actually wait and allow this crosser to get in behind the flat defender to the short side of the field, and we can throw it deep in along the sideline, and we can drop it in over that flat defender's head for a really nice gain. Then on this play, if we look at the snap and the flat defender is jamming the crosser or staying on top of the tight end wheel, then we want to throw it out to the outside wheel along the sideline. We can just drop it in right away and pick up those easy yards underneath. Then lastly on this play, our running back is going to be our check down. So if everything is taken away deep, he's going to sit down against zone, or man, he's actually going to break out towards the sideline. We can drop it into him, and this is our 4th option on this play. Then if you want to take this offense to the next level, you need to check out my website, Scheme Kings. Up right now is part 2 of this video where I'll give you guys 8 more plays for this Brees Saints offense. This is going to have some really good runs, ways to beat man coverage for big gains, a ton of ways to shred zone, and a whole bunch more. Then there's also a pistol mini scheme up for the site that's run out of this Chargers playbook, and a breakdown of my Manning Colts offense, my Rodgers Packers offense, and then there will be one more coming up for this whole Mount Rushmore scheme, and then that will be up on the site next week. Then also on the site, you can find my 3 full schemes that are out so far for Madden 24 with my NFL spread offensive scheme, my Georgia Bulldogs match base defense, and my wide zone offense. Then also on the site, you can get access to my playbooks, which are full written breakdowns for my schemes, and I have 9 out so far, with my newest being my wide zone offense that is 66 pages long, and you can use it to take your game to the next level. Then starting today, we have a sale on the site. Use code Rushmore at checkout for 50% off your first month, and this will be run until February 12th. If you want to check out Scheme Kings, it will be linked down in the description below. Okay, now the Panthers come out, get the ball back at 2nd and 9 here. They're going to hand the ball off. Obviously, during this time, they had a really good run game, and they want to incorporate that a lot, but this play is super weird. Somehow the running back fumbles. It's a big pile up, and New Orleans actually picks it up and goes the other way, and they call this a touchdown. They show the replay. The guy kind of scoops it up, isn't touched when he's down, and that's going to put up New Orleans 14-0 really early in this game. Okay, so Carolina comes back out, and this is something I love that the Panthers used to do. They were so creative with their utilization of Cam. So 4th and 1, they come out really heavy, look like QB sneak, power run, something like that. They're going to hand it off. They're going to have guards pull like it's a power. Look how the defense reacts. Everybody collapses down, and now they're just going to boot Cam out the other way. So right here, Cam's going to boot out. Whole defense gets sucked down, and Cam scampers for a good 35 yards, almost splits the defenders and house calls it right there. So 3rd and 11, New Orleans does a good job in the red zone, but now what do we see here? We see a very pressure look. They have linebackers down, a ton of guys across the line, and players rolled up like it's press man coverage. So I really like what Carolina does here. Instead of playing a max protect look and hoping one of these guys can win on the outside, what they do is they actually just chip block with their running back and then slip him out to the flats, because these linebackers in a zero pressure look, one of them has to be responsible for the running back. So when he chips and releases, now they can just shoot him out. The linebacker, whoever is supposed to cover him, is blitzing. Now, as long as Cam can buy enough time to slip it down to him against his zero blitz look, he can just easily walk into the end zone. I really like that play design, and that is something you can keep in mind in Madden. If against those zero pressure looks, sometimes if a user, someone like that, is responsible for the running back, you can make it look like they're blocking and shoot them out. You can get some big gains. Okay, going back to New Orleans with the ball, 2nd and 13 here. And Brees drops back. They have just this little inside whip route that they run to Brandon Cooks right here. Pick up some decent yards, get it to a 3rd and manageable. And then they run a play I really like. So 3rd and 8 here. I want you to watch the bottom of the screen. Once again, you're going to see these condensed formations. We've seen a ton of bunches and condensed looks from the Saints so far. Right here, you're going to watch down here where this is called a switch release. So here they're playing man coverage once again. So switch release is this guy's going to go in, this guy's going to go out. And when they're playing this press man, this makes it really hard to track this player. This is going to be Marcus Colston. Brees is going to hit the back of his drop and back shoulder this against the press man coverage on 3rd and 8. We're going to watch it right here on the all 22. So watch the switch release right here. He's going to go inside, really run interference, just a nice kind of natural pick right here. It's going to allow Colston get a free release up the sideline, and now Brees can use his pinpoint accuracy to back shoulder that ball. Really like that concept. Okay, 3rd and 13, drive kind of stalls here. They pick up a penalty. They love to motion around the field, motion to empty. Brees checks to a little screen pass here, and it gets bottled up pretty good. I don't really love that play call. Not something I would recommend doing in Madden. 3rd and 13, I want to be more aggressive. I don't want to call screens. Okay, 1st and 10, 2 minutes left in the half. Cam gets the ball. Once again, really good run game for the Panthers. I believe that's Jay Stu with the hurdle. Picks up 15 on the play. And then 2 minutes left, 1st and goal. Here's something else Carolina does. Super creative with Cam here. They're going to run triple option out of the pistol. So fake handoff to Tolbert down here. Not fake, but read it. Cam likes the look on the edge here, so he's going to bust out. If he can get the defenders to collapse down in on him, then he can pitch it out to Stewart, and it is just wide open. Walk-in touchdown for Jay Stu, and Carolina ties it up right before the half. Here we have a 2-minute drill for Brees. About a minute left. 2nd and 11. He throws a little check down here, keeps the chains moving, tries to get it to 3rd and manageable. Now here, 34 seconds left, 3rd and 3. You look across here pre-snap. This definitely looks like man coverage. So Brees wants to attack man. He drops back. He really only has one route he likes, and it's taken in the middle of the field. We see the safety comes, helps break it up. Now I want to look at this play as well, because this is something interesting the Panthers do defensively. So pre-snap, we see 2 high safeties right here. Looks like man coverage across the board. So if they're playing a cover 2 man like this inside crossing route right here from Colston is going to be a really good route to attack the middle of the field. But what we see is they actually play cover 1 robber. So this player is actually, instead of going deep, Roman Harper is actually going to play in the hole. Then this safety is going to be playing the deep outside. This player is actually going to drop down into the hole. So now when we look at the route combos, this guy's running like a vertical route, and he's able to play underneath of that. Then Brees comes back over to his crosser, and if they're in too high with man and this guy's playing back here, this crosser is going to get to a great area of the field, solo coverage over the middle. That's what you want. But because they're playing robber, now he gets into this throwing lane, makes it a very tough throw, and is actually able to help get the knockout. So that's where disguising their coverage, looking like too high pre-snap, rotating to cover 1 robber is a really good look. Okay, start of the second half. Panthers have a bit of a drive going, and once again it's 3rd and goal, and Cam is able to use his big arm to push it into the end zone, hit Ted Ginn for a touchdown. And yeah, now Panthers are up 20-16. 3rd and 10 here for Brees, and they just really couldn't get much going here. 4-man rush, has a few routes out, and Brees is going down by the Panthers. Panthers football once again. Cam is driving. Little read option play here. He's going to hand it off though, get downhill. Really good run game. Is super consistent in this game for the Panthers run game. Then 2nd on goal, he has this little inside post route right here. This looks like a single high defense, possibly cover 1, maybe a cover 3 press variation. But when you can run those inside skinny posts against a single high defense, that can be really effective. Here's the safety trying to come over, but their receiver is able to get inside of that coverage, and they're able to hit him for the touchdown. Now they have a 2-score lead. Okay, now Saints coming back out on the ball. They run a fake toss. Brees is going to step up in the pocket and deliver a moonshot to his speedster, Brandon Cooks, for a huge, like 50, 60-yard bomb. Now, this is a play we definitely want to look at on the all 22. I like this because this area of the field is a great place to take a shot, whether it's Madden or, NFL, because at the midfield point, you can really call anything. You're not backed up on your own end zone. So this is a play people just love to call shots. So I really like this play because they really utilize motion on this play. They're going to motion Cooks across the field, motion another player. They're under center. They're going to run a fake toss. Now Brees is going to set up, and this is a really common way to get vertical shots in the NFL. It's going to be a deep over route from one side with a deeper post route coming from the other. Now, what you're hoping with this deep over route is it's able to pull down the coverage on this side of the field. And now when the deep post comes over the top, these guys are too shallow, and that is exactly what happens. So you're going to see, watch his safety here. He's going to be following this route across. He's going to hand it, pass it over. But by the time he notices Cooks, he's completely flat-footed, and Cooks runs a 4-3 and gets over the top of him for a big walk-in bomb. And now we are going to try to recreate that with something very similar in Madden. Now for this play, we're going to be under center, and we're going to utilize motion just like the Saints. Then this is going to be a great one-play bomb versus cover 3, and we're going to have a very similar deep post that gets in behind their coverage and can be a massive bomb just like Cooks was for the Saints. To set this up, come out with your tight end to the wide side, and you want to take him and put him on a streak, then take the solo receiver, motion him out, and then put him on a comeback route, and that is the whole setup. Now on this play, we're going to have this hard play action fake, and if the user is at linebacker, hopefully we can pull him down. But either way, this is going to be great versus cover 3. So if we look to the backside on this play, we're going to see the deep blue defender is going to get held down by our comeback route. Then the middle deep blue defender is going to get held inside by our tight end. And once this post clears him, now we can just let it fly and bomb him over the top. And this is going to be absolutely wide open for a huge play. Then this can also work versus man coverage as well. So the setup is going to be the exact same. And here we're running it when they're running a prevent man defense, where they're actually going to be playing man and then cover 3 on the back end. And this is right before the half. And there's actually 0 seconds left on the clock once this play gets going. And we're going to see the man coverage gets pulled down, and same with the deep blue defender on the short side of the field. And once again, the middle deep blue defender is going to get held inside. And if our receiver is faster than his man and we see he has a step, then we can bomb them deep over the top, and we get a nasty one-play touchdown right before the half. Okay, now coming out, Carolina still in the lead here. Cam driving, tries to take a deep shot down the field, actually had his man, but he overshot it a little bit. It's going to be Saints football again. Okay, here they are to start the fourth quarter. Brees drops back, steps up, tries to take a one-on-one shot. Now, this is going to be something that comes into play later. He sees one-on-one coverage. He throws it up to Brandon Cooks. He's able to draw the flag. Now, that's not something we can find super reliable in Madden. Like, we can't really just throw one-on-one shots hoping that we get a PI. Not necessarily that's what they were trying to do, but they are able to pick up a PI right there, get downfield. Then 2nd and 10 here, Brees drops back. They throw a little stick route to their tight end. So how these stick routes work is the Saints are notorious for leveling these routes out of the slot. So tight end right here, if it's man coverage, it's an option route. So if it's man coverage, he's going to break out to the sideline. If it's zone, he's just going to hook up and find the soft spot in the zone. He's got Kuechly in one-on-one coverage, man coverage across the board. He's going to break out. Kuechly's trailing, gets 7 yards. Now instead of 3rd and 10, it is 3rd and 3, really manageable. Now here on this play, really interesting. They start in empty. They motion their running back across the field, do a little swing pass, and then they get this vertical route in behind the coverage for the touchdown on 3rd and 3. Now, watching here, they start in kind of a balanced empty look 3-by-2. Then they're going to motion their running back across the field, and now he's going to go out on this little swing pass right here. Boom. They're going to do a little hitch right here, swing pass, little hitch. That's going to get this player to stop his feet, and now this player can kind of just bubble out behind him. This is the safety getting over the top. He's also got a vertical route holding him into the middle of the field. So now once this player commits down, he's just absolutely toast. There's no way the safety is going to be able to get back over the top in time. He sees it, but it's too late. Brees drops it in a bucket, and that is a touchdown for the Saints. And we're going to run something very similar for you guys right here. Now on this play, we're going to be starting in empty, just like with the Saints. And then we're going to have a running back motion across the field, just like they did. And we're going to have this outside wheel that will be getting outside and behind the coverage on the sideline. And you can drop this in the bucket for a really big gain. To set this up, we want to start in any play in empty base flex where our trips is to the short side of the field. Then we want to audible over to drag under and bunch quads. And now this is going to bring your running back and he's going to motion across the field. And as he's doing that, we want to put him on a streak. And that is the whole setup. Now, first we want to look at this versus cover 2, and the deep blue defender is going to get held inside by our running back who's on the streak. Then our wheel is going to get up along the sideline, slipping in behind that flat defender. And once he clears, you can launch it for a big hole shot down the field versus cover 2. Then against cover 3 or cover 4, it's quite similar. The streak pulls off those deep blue defenders and our wheel gets in behind the flat defender. However, we want to back shoulder this ball right here, keeping it away from that deep blue defender as he comes downhill. And this can be another really nice gain. Then if post snap, the wheel is covered and the user leaves the middle of the field, we're going to have this deep crosser that is going to be our second option on this play and can be really explosive for us. Then lastly, if both the wheel and crosser are covered or you're getting quick pressure in on you, our drag will be our check down option on this play, and you can just drop it into him whenever and get those easy yards underneath. Okay, now Panthers get the ball. They're back out in their pistol look, do a little play action, and Cam says, hey, Brees, you got vertical shots. I got vertical shots too. Unleashes a moon ball. Looks like they were able to solo up a linebacker with Ted Ginn Jr., one of the fastest players in the NFL at the time, and it is an absolute wrap. Cam played very, very well in this game. They hit their own vertical shot. They go back up 3 here. Okay, Brees back out on offense. Drops back, hits a nice little out route here, probably a cover 3 variation where this outside coverage right here is playing too far underneath. The cover 3 corner is going to be playing back, and that's just a really nice out route you can hit on 1st and 10. Then they're going to run toss. So we're going to see crack, guy get to the second level, pulling guard, Mark Ingram around the corner. Like I said earlier, he spins off a tackle. The Saints have always utilized a lot of the run game. They were a pass heavy team, but the run was still a big part of it. Here they love to run toss. Gonna get a crack here. They're gonna get a puller out in front. He's gonna get to the edge, blow this guy off the ball. Nice block at the second level by their defender. And then Mark Ingram makes someone miss in the open field, picks up about 12 yards, and we're gonna run our own toss right here. Really effective in Madden as well. Now this is gonna be a very similar toss with us under center, and now we can get to the edge of the defense with blockers leading the way, and we can turn the corner, get into open grass, and pick up some big gains. Now for this run, we want to run to the wide side so we have more green grass to work with. Then once we pitch it, we want to run with patience, let those blockers set up and get out in front of us, and once we see an opening, then we can explode into the open field and create some big plays on the ground. Now this can be a super explosive run in this scheme, and it is really incredible, allowing you to get into the open field where you can become super dangerous with the ball in your hands, and is one of my favorite perimeter runs in Madden this year. The Saints coming back out, motion Brandon Cooks across the field. Brees is gonna snap it here, drops back, hits a nice seam vertical route up the field, keeping the chains moving here. So then Brees here, 1st and 10, he's gonna have 2 vertical routes kind of running off defenders here. If it's man coverage, which it is, it's going to be a really hard play for the linebacker. They're going to kind of have a double slant in the middle of the field. Kuechly's in man coverage, and now he's got to get all through that mess to find Mark Ingram out on the sideline right here. Mark Ingram, now it's one-on-one with Kuechly, actually makes a miss, able to pick up the 1st down. 1st and goal, and the Saints love their run game. They're going to keep it going here. They're going to get a little straight ahead handoff with Mark Ingram. He's able to make someone miss and get into the end zone. Once again, the Saints love to utilize motion. So you love condensed sets and motion. You're going to see motion to one side, then he's going to set, then they're going to motion again. They're going to motion someone in the box. Really, look at how confused, or not confused, but it's really forcing the Panthers to react on the back end. And when you were running the ball, if you can get people out of their gaps, now they're overloading this side, confusing the defense a little bit, and now they're able to outman them at the gaps. Mark Ingram's able to make the safety miss, and he's able to get into the end zone. Big play there. Now on this play, I wanted to use motion to give us an advantage in the run game, just like the Saints did. Now our run will have a pulling guard and theirs didn't, but both runs are going to be quick hitters where we can get downhill right away and we can create some big plays on the ground. For this run, we're going to have a pulling guard coming out in front of us, and here really let him engage. Don't try to beat him to the hole, and once he does, then you can cut off of him, get into green grass, and become super deadly in the open field. This is a great run to use off of our zone zone toss because that attacked the perimeter, but now this is going to do a great job of hitting up the interior of the defense and is another great run to add to this Saints offense for us to utilize. Now it's 4th and 4, 2:11 left for the Panthers. Cam in shotgun here. He's going to drop back and make a great play. He's going to buy time, 4th down, shoot out and hit Greg Olsen, who's able to roll forward. Huge play there. Then 1:10 left. Cam in shotgun, 2nd and 9. Little play action fake. He's going to come back to the other side of the field, fire in a post route for the touchdown to go up. 3 points for Carolina here. Now the Saints need a last second drive. 40 seconds left. They need at least a field goal here. Brees is going to drop back. I really love this play from Brees because this is kind of everything Brees was. He's going to work the front side of this play. Watch him. He shifts, looks, he bounces up in the pocket. This is something I need to be better at in Madden. Look at how much, instead of dropping back, which a ton of people do, he's going to get vertical and climb up in the pocket. Now he's going to work all the way back to the middle of the field and hit his dig route. Now, this is a flood concept. We're going to look at this play on the all 22. So this is a flood concept. So basically what the route combos are going to be, it's going to be a vertical route, a corner over route, and then a flat route. Then they're going to have a dig or something replacing on the backside. So if the linebackers and the coverage really starts to overplay to the flood side, to the play side, you can work back. And that's exactly what Drew does here. So we're going to let it run here and we're going to have vertical route, boom, vertical route. We're going to have corner route, flat route. So vertical, corner, flat route. And Brees is really working this side of the field, but you see it is pretty much bagged, right? Pretty much bagged. This guy's doing a really good job. If this player runs out with the flat taken away, vertical route taken away, he is getting pressure and it's a messy pocket. So what does Brees do? He steps up in the pocket and works to the backside where this dig is coming in the middle of the field. We see this guy's eyes too. He's flowing to this side of the ball, and that's just going to leave a pocket open over the middle. Brees steps up. We see flood taken away. He hits the backside dig for a really nice game, gets it out to the 50-yard line. Now for this play, we're going to have a flood concept to the wide side, and we can really work the wide side, but we can also come back all the way to the middle of the field where we're going to hit our dig route just like the Saints did on their play. Here we want to come out with our corner route to the wide side, then take the outside receiver on that side and put him on a streak, and that is the only adjustment. For this flood concept, first focus on the wide side of the field and the flat defender. If he stays shallow, our corner route will get open up behind him as the deep blue defenders are run off. By our streak route, we can get a really huge gain. This corner route gets to such a tough area of the field, and the flat defender here has to get super deep, like 20 plus yards down the field, and if he doesn't, you can just get a huge pickup. However, if the flat defender blitzes or gets under our corner route at the snap, now we can just quickly drop it to our running back in the flats and let him make a play with the ball in his hands. Then if post snap we see the user actually leave the middle of the field to take our corner route, then this will open up that area for our backside dig route coming over the middle, and once he clears that underneath coverage from the linebackers, we can fire it in for a big pickup. Lastly, if we're ever facing quick pressure or the entire defense is dropping back and covering our corner route and dig, we're going to have our tight end on the backside as a check down who's just going to sit down versus the zone defense. Then last play of the game, guys, it's 4th and 10, 15 seconds left, and Brees tries a vertical one-on-one shot. So he tries to go Brandon Cooks. This is basically the same kind of thing he tried earlier in the game where they were able to get the pass interference and pick up the first down, right? They were able to throw one-on-one to Cooks, get the pass interference. Here it doesn't work, and that's going to end the game. So here I want to show you guys a play, my favorite play out of my whole Saints scheme, that is something that you can kind of run at any down and distance and is gonna, hopefully not let you get into a point where you're losing 4th and 10 and you just got to throw a prayer down the field. Now this spot play is one of my favorite in the whole scheme, and it is an incredible man beater that gives us great options attacking all levels of the field. For this play, have your quads to the wide side of the field, then take the player on the spot route and put him on a crosser. Now if you don't have hot route master, just put this player on a slant and he's going to hit a very similar area of the field. Then lastly on this play, take your running back and put him on a whip route. Now the first place we want to look on this play is our corner route from our tight end, and we're going to have short in a lead on this player, and when it activates, he's going to get great separation, really pull away from his man coverage, and this can lead to some huge gains down the field. Now this corner route is absolutely deadly, and I really go to it when they don't have anybody really double teaming the corner route, or if they don't don't have safety help over the top, and it is going to be really consistent. Next, if they do have safety help over the top, or it's just kind of muddied up on that side of the field, we're going to have our crosser shooting across to the opposite side of the field, and if the user isn't underneath this, then as it separates over the middle, then you can fire this in for a big gain. Now on this play, if we notice pre-snap or post-snap that they actually have no deep safeties over the middle, then we're going to look to the backside Z post. Then we can just let it fly and bomb them deep, and this can be an absolutely massive pickup for you down the field versus man coverage. Then lastly on this play, we have a check down option, which is our running back on a whip route. And if we're ever getting quick pressure or everything is just covered deeper down the field, then we can drop it down to the whip and let him make a play with the ball in his hands. So that is it, guys. Panthers are actually going to win this one. They win 41-38. Let me know what you guys thought of this idea where I kind of break down the film. Let me know if you guys thought this was interesting. It's definitely something I want to try in the future. So sound off in the comments. Let me know how I could have done it better or what you guys think. Now, this Saints offense is going to make you so tough to stop. And remember, there is part 2 up right now up on Scheme Kings that you can check out for this Saints scheme to give you a ton more options for this offense and really allow you to take it to the next level. But then if you want a full breakdown for the idea behind my Mount Rushmore offense and a deep dive into the personnel we will be using for this scheme, then you need to check the intro video for this whole offense out right here.